Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Government can't deny fundamental constitutional rights of citizens, says Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Durga Puja to be celebrated in more than 2,000 mondops in Chattogram district. Police to ensure three-tier security. Overall inflation drops to 8.29%, lowest level in more than 3 years. Persons directly ordered July-August killings fall under purview of command responsibility, says witness Mahmudur Rahman. Government decides to purchase one cargo LNG to ensure energy security, says finance advisor. Israeli forces intensify attacks on Gaza City while 57 Palestinians killed across the Strip. And Bangladesh batting against Afghanistan in T20 Asia Cup in Abu Dhabi. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has said no government has the right to deny citizens their fundamental constitutional rights. He said this while visiting Dhakeshwari National Temple to witness the preparations for the upcoming Durga Puja and exchanged greetings with members of the Hindu community. On his arrival at the temple, the chief advisor was welcomed by the leaders of the Mohanagar Sarbojanin Puja Committee and Bangladesh Puja Udjapon Porishod. Later, the program began with the Nandini dance, extending advanced Durga Puja greetings. The chief advisor said the entire nation is a broader family. The government is committed to ensuring equal rights and dignity for all citizens. He said if everyone unites with their own strength, evil forces can be defeated. The chief advisor expressed his firm determination to ensure a new Bangladesh without failing as a nation.
পরিবারের মধ্যে নানা রকমের মতভেদ থাকবে, নানা রকমের ব্যবহারের পার্থক্য থাকবে, কিন্তু পরিবার একটা অটুট জিনিস, এটাকে কেউ ভাঙতে পারে না। আমরা যেন জাতি হিসেবে এই অটুট একটা পরিবার হিসেবে দাঁড়াতে পারি, সেটাই হলো আমাদের লক্ষ্য। যত ধর্মীয় পার্থক্য থাকুক, মতের পার্থক্য থাকুক, যত রকমের পার্থক্যই থাকুক, রাষ্ট্র আমাদের প্রতি কোনো পার্থক্য করতে পারবে না। নাগরিকের সমস্ত অধিকার সংবিধানে লিপিবদ্ধ করা আছে। কোনো সরকারের অধিকার নাই তাকে কোনো জায়গা থেকে বঞ্চিত করা, ক্ষুদ্র পরিমাণেও বঞ্চিত করা। কাজে আমাদেরকে ওই একটা জায়গাতে সোচ্চার হতে হবে সব সময়। আমার প্রতি কোনো রকমের বৈষম্য করা যাবে না। সবাই যার যার শক্তি নিয়ে ঐক্যবদ্ধ হলে আমরা সব অশুভ শক্তিকে পরাজিত করতে পারবো। কারো সাধ্য নেই এর থেকে আমাদেরকে বঞ্চিত করে। জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থানের মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা বৈষম্য, দুর্নীতিমুক্ত একটি সমৃদ্ধ দেশ গড়ার যে অগ্রযাত্রা শুরু করেছি, তার সফল বাস্তবায়ন করতে হলে ধর্ম, বর্ণ ভেদাভেদ ভুলে সকলকে একসঙ্গে কাজ করতে হবে। সব অশুভ, অন্যায়, অন্ধকারকে পরাজিত করে ঐক্য সম্প্রীতির জয় হবে। বাংলাদেশ এগিয়ে যাবে কল্যাণ ও সমৃদ্ধির পথে। নিজেরা বিভক্ত হয়ে গেলে, ঐক্যবদ্ধ হতে না পারলে আমরা জাতি হিসেবে ব্যর্থ হয়ে গেলাম। আমরা জাতি হিসেবে ব্যর্থ হতে চাই না। আমাদের তরুণরা জেগেছে, আমাদের মানুষ জেগেছে, আমরা নতুন বাংলাদেশের কথা বলছি, সেটাই নিশ্চিত করতে চাই।
Mahanagar Sarvajanin Puja Committee President Jayant Kumar Deb presided over the function, while Religious Affairs Advisor Dr. A.F.M. Khalid Hussain, Religious Secretary A.K.M. Aftab Hussain Pramanik, and Bangladesh Puja Utjapon Parishad President Basudev Dhar spoke the function. Mahanagar Sarvajanin Puja Committee General Secretary Dr. Taposh Pal moderated the event. At the event, the Chief Advisor was presented with a commemorative plaque by the Bangladesh Puja Utjapon Parishad and Mahanagar Sarvajanin Puja Committee. This year, Durga Puja will be celebrated in 2,202 mondops in 15 upazilas of Chattogram. Police will work in 3 levels to ensure security during the puja. Cyber patrolling team, police in plain clothes will be deployed for the security of the mondops. Police Superintendent Muhammad Saiful Islam Shantu disclosed this information at a meeting with journalists at the Civic Center of the Halishahar District Police Line in the city today. The meeting was organized on overall law and order situation in the district's Upazila Puja Mondops on the occasion of the upcoming Sharadiya Durga Puja. He said the puja committees have been instructed to make arrangements for generators or power supply during load shedding in the mondops. He also said the puja committees have been instructed to install CCTV cameras in the puja mondops, deploy volunteers for controlling traffic congestions, and be vigilant against drugs. The Superintendent of Police said arrangements will be made by the police stations and district police through the police quick response team to resolve any security-related issue. Additional Superintendent of Police Hassanuzzaman and Traffic Police Officer Sheikh Mohammad Shamim were present on the occasion. Overall inflation in the country dropped to 8.29% last month, the lowest level in more than 3 years. According to a recent report published by the Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, the rate declined by 0.26% in August compared to July. Though food prices saw a slight rise, on the other hand, food inflation rose slightly this month to 7.60% compared to 7.56% in July. However, the rate was much higher at 11.36% during the same period last year. Rising inflation has increased the cost of living pressure on low-income people. However, Bangladesh Bank has set a target to bring down inflation to 6.5% in the current fiscal year. Bangladesh Bank has said that inflation is coming under slightly control due to government measures such as tightening money supply, reducing tariffs, raising interest rates, and strengthening market monitoring. Experts said that inflation was out of control earlier. Since taking office, the interim government has introduced measures such as cutting public expenditure, reducing tariffs on essential commodities, increasing supply, curbing hoarding and manipulation, and strengthening market monitoring, which has helped ease inflationary pressure. However, they emphasized that the government should further strengthen monitoring of the market system. Daily Amar Desh editor Dr. Mahmudur Rahman said that those who directly ordered the July-August killings and those who failed to act to stop the brutality fall under the purview of command responsibility. He made the remarks today during testimony against former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 2 others in the case over crimes against humanity committed during the July-August uprising last year. The 16th day of testimony in the case began in the morning at International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Mortuza Muzuddar. The other accused in the case are former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun. On the second day of his testimony, Mahmudur Rahman was later cross-examined by defense lawyers appointed by the state. Over the previous 14 days, the tribunal completed the testimony and cross-examination of 45 witnesses out of a total of 81 in the case. Speaking to reporters, prosecutor Mizanul Islam said that in his deposition, Mahmudur Rahman presented the details of 16 years of the fascist rule of Sheikh Hasina and sought justice. Earlier, the same tribunal set Thursday for delivering the order on charge framing in the case filed over the killing of 2 people and shooting Amir Hussain, who was hanging from a cornice during the July-August uprising in Rampura. Meanwhile, arrested accused Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun and police ASI Chanchol Chandra Sarkar were produced before the tribunal in the morning. The government has decided to purchase a cargo of LNG soon to ensure energy security in the country. Economic Affairs Advisor Dr. Saliuddin Ahmed has announced. He made the statement today while speaking to journalists after a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Public Procurement at the Secretariat. Referring to the proposal from the Energy and Mineral Resources Division, the advisor said that approval has been granted for this LNG import, with an estimated cost of around 500 crore taka. He further said that although wheat is being imported from the United States at a higher price to reduce the trade deficit, it will not affect consumer prices. Regarding allegations of corruption in fertilizer imports, he assured that the matter will be thoroughly investigated. Now, international news. Israeli forces intensify attacks on Gaza City as medics report the deaths of at least 57 Palestinians in attacks across the Strip. With this, the death toll from Israeli strikes on Gaza since October 7, 2023 has risen to nearly 65,000, while the total number of injured has reached around 165,000. Thousands more are believed to be under the rubble. Meanwhile, following Israel's attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar, top leaders from Arab and Muslim countries convened an emergency summit in Doha, the Qatari capital, on Monday. At the conclusion of the summit, they called for a reassessment of ties with Israel. Nearly 60 countries participated in this joint meeting of the Arab League and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) on September 9, while Hamas leaders were holding talks in Doha over a new U.S. proposed ceasefire plan. Israel carried out air and drone strikes. Qatar convened Monday's emergency summit in response to the attack. In a joint statement issued after the summit, participants urged all countries present to take every possible legal and effective measure to stop Israel's ongoing aggressions against the Palestinian people. Such measures, the statement said, could include reconsidering diplomatic and economic relations with Israel and initiating legal proceedings against the country. A faction of the Gen Z group led by Sudan Gurung, who has gained recognition as a hero among Nepalese youth, has demanded the resignation of interim Prime Minister Sushila Karki. Expressing dissatisfaction over ministerial appointments, they staged a protest on Sunday night in front of the Prime Minister's official residence in Baluwatar. According to Nepal's digital magazine Setopati, as reported by Business Standard, the demonstrators chanted slogans calling for Sushila Karki's resignation. Protesters gathered at Baluwatar in Kathmandu stated that the cabinet was explained without consulting them. Gurung's group particularly opposed the appointment of Om Prakash Aryal as Home Minister. Sudan Gurung had warned that if their concerns were ignored, they would throw everyone out. He further claimed that it was Gen Z who had brought the current government to power and therefore no one could stop them. Meanwhile, Nepal's Central Investigation Bureau (CIB) has warned the public against buying or trading looted property amid recent political unrest and protests. The advisory came after valuable items were looted from various government and private institutions during the demonstrations of September 8 to 9. The Bureau cautioned that anyone involved in collecting, storing or trading looted assets would face strict legal action under existing laws. Russia and Belarus are holding joint military exercises, and U.S. military officials have traveled to Belarus to observe them. The exercise is named Zapad 2025. It began on Friday inside the two countries' own borders, which comes just days after a Russian drone was shot down over Polish airspace, an incident that has raised tensions among NATO members. According to a Belarus Defense Ministry statement, representatives from 23 countries, including the United States, were present in Belarus on Monday to watch the drills. Meanwhile, Russia warned on Monday that it will take measures against any European state that attempts to seize its assets. Western media reports say that European Union is exploring ways to use hundreds of billions of dollars in frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine.